at 6. New leadership at the helm of the Bahamas Power and Light Company. Heading the new board is Chairman Dr. Donovan Moxey. The business executive and technologist has been in the background in electrical engineering and over 17 years experience in the industry. Dr. Moxey is also president and co-founder of CBI Mobile Bahamas Limited and the owner of Mobile Assist. He also serves as president and CEO of Integrated Business Solutions. Other members appointed to the new board at the power company are Deputy Chairman Stephen Holoesco, James Moss, Deborah Wood, Ferran Bethel, and Vianna Gardner. The new board was appointed after the former board was at loggerheads over critical issues and asked to resign. While there is reaction from the union over the new board appointments, Bahamas Electrical Workers Union President Paul Maynard says he spoke with the new chairman today, who said that his first order of business is to meet with the two unions. Maynard says he's looking forward to the meeting and correcting what he perceives are issues which have shaken the morale at the corporation.
My expectation is that they would right away, let's get down with this reorganization situation at BPL. You know, it cannot be that we continually bringing in this one and the next one as consultants. We have highly paid consultants, 8,000 to 10,000 a month. You know, that's nonsense, man. We need to put a halt to that, because you can't say you let all these people go to save money and now you spending it. Like the money that you save, you spend it. That's stupid. All right. What I expect to see is, if we can't fill these positions, we need to bring the people who was in the position before, bring them back on contract, and let them train somebody. That is what was supposed to happen. You bring them back at their salary, and you pay them 15% every year in order until the people are trained.
An aggressive marketing campaign is one of the contributing factors to the boost in tourist arrivals. The solid growth of plus 10 to 2% year to date is a part of the turnaround which began in October last year. Tourism officials say they expect continued growth with the marketing program for 2018-2019. They're deploying advertising across a variety of broadcast, digital, and out-of-home channels in key markets, raising awareness of the destination. Now, bookings are already up by 6.7% over the August to October period, and there's a 10% increase for the final 2 months for 2018. As their marketing efforts deliver an impressive return on investment, tourism officials say they are looking forward to the new year ahead. A state-recognized funeral for former Senator Toledo Strachan today. Dozens filled Faith United Missionary Baptist Church to celebrate the life and legacy of the former PLP Senator and former president of the Straw Vendors Association. Holding back tears, Strachan's daughter, former PLP Cabinet Minister Melanie Griffin, described her mother as a phenomenal woman.
The words of the American poet Maya Angelou are front and center in my thoughts. Toledo Q. Mai Strachan was indeed a phenomenal woman. From humble beginnings, who achieved great things through her unwavering faith in an almighty God. She dedicated her life to serving her God, her family, and her country.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis also weighing in on Strachan's contributions, noting that she demonstrated strong compassion for not only the straw vendors industry and the gospel, but the well-being of all Bahamians.
The men and women of the latest Strachan's generation took up the cause of equality with dedication and courage. Her generation played an essential and leading role in the political development of a sovereign, independent Bahamas. She was loyal to her party. She was loyal to her principles and beliefs. May I add that Melanie, my former parliamentary colleague, exhibits this very same concern for those in need of our society.
And hear more about needs in the educational system coming up. You're watching your news leader first at 6.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around.
Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Summer is here, and it's the time of year we love getting together with family and friends. And nothing shows your love more than one of KFC's new buckets. KFC's Bucket Love is all about our freshly prepared chicken, delicious sides, and hot buttery biscuits, starting at just $20. KFC, it's finger licking good.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
The Bahamas National Trust applauding the recent landmark ruling which levied massive fines on foreigners convicted of poaching in Bahamian waters. In a statement, BNT says it's a strong advocate of sustainable fishery practices to ensure that we have fish for the future. The BNT says illegal foreign fishing has been a concern for many years, with fishermen expressing concern about poachers, especially in the southern Bahamas. BNT applauds the Royal Bahamas Defense Force for its efforts and feels confident that the new assets and plans to utilize tools such as drones will bring the scourge of poaching under control. They also laud government's intent to apply stiffer penalties on those raping our waters. The cleanup of the Over the Hill community kicked off today with teams cleaning up a number of areas within the inner city. From Mason's Addition to Odell and West Streets, teams were busy trying to clear those and other areas of garbage and overgrown bushes. Project manager Rocky Nesbitt says this is the first in a two-part cleanup plan and is key against the backdrop of the Economic Empowerment Zone legislation.
In relation to the empowerment bill, because we have to rejuvenate the area, so along with the concessions and to allow individuals so they have an opportunity to do business in the area, you want it to look clean and pristine, and it really helps with the morale for persons so that they can look at the area and feel proud to be from a historical community and institutions. The target area is Wolf Road, Nassau Street, Delancey Street, coming to Collins Ward. And we'll do the exercise starting today from 8:30 to 4, Saturday 8:30 to 4, and then Sunday we'll finish 8:30 to noon.
Nesbitt says quite a few people have been employed to assist in the cleanup.
In relation to our budget, we have scheduled 2 campaigns of cleaning. So for this fiscal year, 2018-2019, we'll do the exercise here, and then the next one in February 2019. We have about 80 persons that we were able to gather who live in the area to work, and we also hired about 25 plus companies from the Bain and Grantstown and Centerville communities.
A nonprofit group lending a helping hand to youngsters in the Over the Hill community, Jade Bethel, has more.
Bringing opportunities and brighter futures to young Bahamians, Lend a Hand Bahamas is a non-profit organization that commits its time to educating, inspiring, and conducting specialized programs in environmental and marine science, athletics, and robotics. Officials strive to make a difference in the lives of inner-city kids, particularly in the Bain and Grantstown areas.
We've officially been an NPO in Nassau from October 2014, and we've actually merged forces with Lignan Vitae, who puts on a 4-H club. So we've merged forces. We came together in the Grantstown community to offer them new opportunities, the children here. But we launched our summer program July 23rd, and our summer program was based on environmental science, marine conservation. We threw in some athletic programs in there. We had Strikers Boxing Club here, and this week we're ending now with robotics camp.
Counselors and volunteers of this organization generously take the time out to be positive role models for the kids. Senior camp counselor Nathan Sands is one of them.
I've been involved for about 2 years now, and I got involved by a church member and also another senior camp counselor here. The experience here has been good for me as I got to help these kids out, as they're not as fortunate as I am. They really need help. They go to homes that are not really the best homes, and they don't have guidance that they usually get here.
Lamiko Dixon talks about his experience and activities that took place during the summer program.
Experience was learning how to develop sea perch and teamwork and friendship. We've been going to Pineville Forest, beach picnics, and we was building a robot. I think it's a microbot.
Jade Bethel, ZNS Network News.
Education officials continue to assess their needs ahead of the new academic school year. Education Director Marcellus Taylor says they have a shortage in several areas, including generalist teachers, special education, art, and technology. Surprisingly, he says they're okay in the area of mathematics, but he says they are hoping to attract more males into the profession.
About 20% males serving as teachers. Of course, you could appreciate that, the greater proportion of them are really secondary school teachers. When you go to the primary schools, there are fewer by far. And of course, at preschool level, I don't think we have any males working in that sector. But, we're pleased with those men who have come forth to serve. We would like to have more, but we'll work with who we have.
With schools opening for some students as early as Monday, time is winding down to get your youngsters ready for the new academic year. If you haven't started yet or you're done, but still not sure if you're having everything, then this story's for you. Sieska Adderley did some shopping of her own to ensure that you, the viewers that have to do so, are covered.
No student is allowed to school without them. Uniforms, making it perhaps the most important back-to-school item. Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store, located on Mackey Street, carries the fabric for all schools in the Bahamas, including ready-made uniforms. Managing Director Kim Gibson says at this point, customers are leaning more towards purchasing ready-made uniforms as opposed to purchasing fabric.
We think that students should have two bottoms, which would be two skirts, pants or shorts, and 2 to 3 shirts. In the cases where the shirts are white, you may need more because white tends to get dirty, but definitely 2 bottoms and 2 to 3 shirts or blouses. And of course socks are needed as well too. So it all depends on how often parents wish to wash. That determines how many uniforms they need.
Gibson estimates that parents will spend on average nearly $100 per uniform per child.
An approximate price range per uniform, and that includes like the skirt and the shirt and a pair of socks, that can run parents into about $70 per uniform per child. And and that's average. In some cases it may be a little less, and in some rare cases it may be a little more. But that should completely have a child outfitted for school with one school uniform.
Apart from uniforms, Carey's offers other school supplies, including socks, backpacks, crayons, pencils, and markers. Gibson, a parent herself, says the aim was to make life simple for parents and guardians by providing them with what she describes as a one-stop shop for their back-to-school needs. And in the coming days, Gibson expects there to be a rush as school begins as early as Monday. C.S. Gowderly, ZNS Network News.
And stay with us. Sports is up next. You're watching the news leader first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Your life is in the moment and on the go. And your credit card? It's right there with you. Turn on mobile location confirmation for your Visa credit card from CIBC First Caribbean and reduce the likelihood of declined transactions when you travel. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
When school ends, BTC summer vacation begins. That means freedom to switch it up and break a few rules.
And I'm flying overseas and when she touch down, she not stop call me. And I nothing for me breed, girl. Me want no cute like a Bob Marley.
Freedom to mix and, of course, mingle. Freedom to go wild and take the fun to a whole new level. Join the BTC Summer Vacation for exclusive rewards, cool prizes, and more. BTC, the bigger, better network.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series back on the floor last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Northern Arizona playing in their first game against IBA Elite. IBA made things interesting early on, pulling within single digits at the end of the first half. But NAU scored 34 points in the third, and they cruised to a 103-80 victory.
Starting five executed well. They got stops defensively, ran the court, made plays for each other. When we went to the bench, it tapered off a little bit. We have to continue to grow that depth. We have a lot of newcomers, so expectations are high, but also we understand it's going to take some time for everybody to grow together. But when we get into conference play, we want to be playing at our best. My intensity, which drives my wife crazy, comes from us wanting to compete and win at all times. And we didn't win as many games last year, so our guys have to understand it doesn't matter what game it is. exhibition game in the Bahamas or a Big Sky Conference game in Flagstaff, they all matter. And I think that my intensity shows them that they matter.
Game 2 in the Atlantis Basketball League's Best of 3 championship on court last night at the Imperial Arena. The Cove Impalas were going after a sweep while the Water Park Predators tried to extend the series. For the second night in a row, the Cove fell behind early, only to make a second half comeback. This time around, though, the Predators had the final say. They prevailed 45-44 to even up the series and force a winner-take-all Game 3 tonight.
Now or never, because these guys always talking trash about us. So we had to stay in it. Now we got one more tomorrow. Hopefully, same thing could happen tomorrow. This was a tough loss. We just got to go back to the drawing board and come back tomorrow and see what we could do.
From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Jazzrado Chisholm 2 for 5, an RBI and a run scored as Visalia lost to Modesto 11-5. Chavez Young 1 for 4, RBI and Lansing's 3-2 win over Western Michigan. Rashad Monroe and Dayton, they got the best of Todd Isaacs and Lake County once again 5-4. Rashad finishing up 0 for 4. Todd was 1 for 4. Lucius Fox 0 for 5, a run scored in Montgomery's 7-6 win over Jackson. In the Arizona League, Trent DeVoe 1 for 5, an RBI in the Angels' 8-2 loss to the Giants. Tanaj Thomas, he went 3 innings, giving up 3 runs on a hit with 5 strikeouts. The Indians winning over the Reds 6-5. Meantime, in the Dominican League, Devon Mackey 1 for 2, 2 runs scored. The Athletics winning 5-3 over the Red Sox. The Providence Softball Association also with action last night. A big win for the Johnson Lady Truckers, 60-7 over the Sunshine Auto Wildcats. For the Truckers, Chevette Taylor 2 for 4, 5 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Shaquille Bain 3 for 4, 3 runs batted in, and 3 runs scored. The winning pitcher was Mia Turner. The losing pitcher, Tequila Johnson. Daria Cambridge going 3 for 4, 2 runs scored in the loss. In the men's nightcap, Commander Security Truckers, they rolled over the Chances Mighty Mitts 12-1. For the Truckers, Eugene Pratt 2 for 3, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. Levon Ferguson 1 for 2, an RBI on the mound. It was Thomas Davis picking up the win over Travis Smith. A tripleheader on tap for tomorrow as the regular season is set to close out on Tuesday. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Be a part of the live studio audience for the Diamond Trivia Challenge. Family fun, audience prizes, see the live entertainment with featured singer Thin Ice. All happening this Friday, August 17th at the Courtyard Marriott. Be there. Tickets only $15, available at Airbrush Junkies, the Mall at Marathon.
I had an awesome time. Very good. It was a lot of fun. It was funny, it was entertaining, it was really nice.
It was tremendous, and I felt as though I was in the States at one of those game trivia shows.
Yeah, and more Bahamians should come out and support this event because you're not only learning new things about the Bahamas, about the world as a matter of fact, but you're also donating to charities that are needing help here in the Bahamas. So come on, it's only $15. What's $15?
Thank you.
No bad.
Be a part of the live studio audience for the Diamond Trivia Challenge. See you there.
Carlton Bowleg. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
Go to North Andros and the Berry Islands.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the Family Islands today.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay?
The Bahamas has quite a story to tell. The sweep of its history and the distinctiveness of its people and culture weave a tale that captivates and fascinates anyone who hears it. From our pirate past to our quiet revolution, from cave paintings in Rum Cay to the creations on Bay Street every Boxing Day and New Year's. There are stories of shocking strife and stunning revival, devastating loss and spectacular success. And above all, the wonderful human story of how Bahamians settled and thrived on these barren rocks and keys, developed a vibrant culture, and created the best little country in the world. This year, ZNS TV 13 will be honoring this wonderful legacy with the 13 on TV 13 documentary series on all kinds of subjects, designed to inform, educate, and entertain you and share with you, the people, their stories and the glories that is the Bahamas. We invite you to join us.
What I love most about working for the Bahamas Tonight is that we don't only focus on New Providence, we cover the entire Bahamas. We have a team here in the northern Bahamas that is ready to bring you the stories, the people, and the news that matter to you. From point A to Z, and covering hurricanes to elections and everything in between.
In regional news, Trinidad and Tobago Chief Justice Ivor Archie has lost his appeal to the Privy Council in London, seeking to terminate the investigation into his conduct by the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago. The Privy Council on Thursday unanimously dismissed the Chief Justice's appeal and discharged the injunction granted by the Court of Appeal in Trinidad, restraining the LAT from convening a meeting of its membership. In other regional news, long-awaited payments for some former CLECO policyholders in Barbados have become a casualty of government's debt restructuring efforts, just when policyholders of the collapsed insurance giant dared to hope that the 10-year struggle to get back their investment was over. Holders of executive flexible premium annuity instruments have been told their annuity payments have been put on hold indefinitely, according to the Policyholders Association. St. Lucia now has a 3-megawatt solar farm that is expected to meet 5% of the island's electricity demands. The facility at the southern end of the island was officially opened by former United States President Bill Clinton, St. Lucia's Prime Minister Alan Chastanet, and other dignitaries at the Rocky Mountain Institute last week. The project is expected to change St. Lucia's energy landscape and provide the impetus for renewable energy initiatives, particularly in achieving the goal of getting 35% electrical generation from renewable sources by 2020. And that's regional news tonight.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, tropical storm Ernesto still hanging in there. It's now racing towards the northeast at about 31 miles per hour, maximum sustained winds unchanged at 45 miles per hour. And we expect it to just waste away over the colder waters as it moves near Ireland and Great Britain. And then on the home front, we have this tropical wave of a few hundred miles just to the east of the Windward Islands. That's also moving westward at about 15 miles per hour. It has become a little disorganized over the last few hours as upper level conditions has become a bit unfavorable for development. And then you can see in our satellite picture we still have some pockets of showers to the east of us, all moving towards the west, so we'll have occasional showers moving over some of the islands in the northwest and central Bahamas tonight and tomorrow. Outside of our studios, partly sunny skies, temperature 86 degrees, relative humidity 74%. The winds are east-southeast at 13 miles per hour, barometric pressure 1,020.4 millibars, that is 30.13 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather. Here's still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil, and that's a look at news here in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the north is up next.
The community of Grand Bahama charged with helping to combat crime. A tertiary institution looking to make financial assistance easier to obtain. And hurricane preparedness a top priority for Grand Bahama Port Authority.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. As the government continues to look at ways to tackle the issue of crime in the country, it would appear that some criminals are becoming more crafty in their quest to carry out illegal activities. A daring daylight robbery in a popular shopping and entertainment district on Grand Bahama recently has left many in a state of shock. Tonight, the leader of the Christian community is speaking out and says the entire community has a responsibility to play in the fight against crime. Italia Hall reports.
President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart, says evil begins in the heart, and that is why he believes the church has a vital role to play in addressing the issue of crime. He says there are many churches on the island, and he's admonishing them to place greater emphasis on reaching out to the community.
Especially those persons that we know need major changes, and only God can bring those changes. I mean, how do you stop a guy that decides that I'm going to get up this morning, I'm going to rob somebody, I'm going to steal from a business? You know, only God can really stop that, because we react to that, but it's hard to preempt that because you don't know when and how it's going to happen.
The local clergyman says it's important to teach others the right way to live.
Teaching our children that young men, young women, that even if it's difficult and it's tough, stealing is never the way to go. Robbing someone is never the way to go. There are always other options to pursuing and accomplishing what you want to accomplish.
He believes everyone in the country has a role to play in the fight against crime.
By being vigilant, by never cooperating with those that would seek to pursue that direction. Whenever we see the possibility of crime, that we communicate with the police, that we cooperate, that we try in every way possible to fight crime along with the police and those responsible for keeping the community safe.
The president is encouraging every church in the country to adopt a community and spread the word of God. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
There is a concern about the issuance of scholarships for college students. There have been reports that many students have not yet received their scholarships as yet from the Ministry of Education for the new school year. The Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeff Lloyd, was asked about this concern while on Grand Bahama this week, and he admits that the entire scholarship system is a challenge.
The scholarship committee can only make a decision based on the results of the BGCSE, which we received last week. Schools have already started. Not only that, the U.S. Embassy requires you to give proof of your ability to pay for at least the first year. Those interviews have been going on since June and July, but parents are not able to say, I have a scholarship, or I have a grant, or I have some tuition assistance from the government, because we haven't been able to give them that answer. Why? Because the committee is sitting there waiting with 3,500 applications for BGCSE results.
And as for what will be done about the issue,
we're going to correct it. We are going to correct it. We are going to change it. I'm not going to say what we are going to do, because then you'll hold me and play this back. I know how you all go on social media, but it will be corrected, because this is the 21st century, man.
A local tertiary institution preparing for the start of the new school year. And tonight, officials are talking about plans to help students needing financial assistance. Sabrina Brown has the details.
Officials at Tarif College say they are working to make tertiary level education accessible to all. Founder Terrence Archer says while some students qualify for the Ministry of Education scholarship, there are others who require financial assistance. He says Tarif is in the process of forming partnerships to address this issue.
There are other organizations that we have approached, like the various credit unions. We have spoken with Omni, that has proven to be very favorable towards what we're trying to do in aiding students to receive financial assistance to attend schools.
Archer says Tarif wants to ensure that students do not have to delay their college education.
A lot of them, I should say, might not receive in a timely manner the approval from the Ministry of Education Scholarship Division, and that might hinder their start date to come to Tarif. Whereas a place like Omni, they give you fast turnaround once you qualify, and you have the means to make your monthly payments back to them. They do not retard the process at all. In fact, they work with us to see how they can best facilitate the students to facilitate us in receiving what we need to get them started.
Winifred Miller is the new administrator at Tarif. She says another focus now is on ensuring students are properly registered.
To apply here at Tarif College, one would only have to come in, fill out an application, bring in the following items, which would be your a passport size photo, a valid certificate, police certificate, your national insurance card, also a current passport. If you have any BJCs or BGCSEs, you should bring those as well. If you're from another college, then you should bring a transcript or have an official transcript sent to the college.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Now you can contact Tarif College at telephone numbers 225-4112 or 954-703-5692. In other news, the Free National Movement preparing to celebrate the 26th anniversary of the August 19th, 1992 general election victory with a church service on Sunday at New Mount Olive Baptist Church in Holmes Rock at 10 a.m. National Vice Chairman and the Chairman of the Grand Bahama Free National Council, David Thompson.
At that time, core FNM party faithfuls will be honored, one from each of our 5 Grand Bahama constituencies. From East Grand Bahama, Cyril Cox. From West End and Bimini, James Taylor. From Pine Ridge, Steve Burrells. From Marco City, Harold Johnson. From Central Grand Bahama, Albina Harding.
Thompson says that the FNM's rise to power during the 92 election ushered in a revival for Grand Bahama's economy, with major developments like the Freeport Container Port, the Grand Bahama Shipyard, and the redevelopment of the Lucaya Strip. He says the FNM administration is once again dedicated to restoring Grand Bahama's economy.
The intended purchase by the Menace administration of the 500-acre oceanfront Grand Lucayan Hotel, Resort, Casino, and Golf Course is an attempt to once again take the best option available in a difficult situation to ensure job opportunities in Grand Bahama for Bahamians. The government does not intend to operate or to manage the hotel, but at this time, the purchase will certainly prevent the closing of that facility that has more than 600 people employed at this time.
Once again, the FNM's 1992 victory anniversary service will be held on Sunday at the New Mount Olive Baptist Church in Holmes Rock at 10 a.m. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's time to come on down.
Now, to the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. They're loaded with indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, landscaping plants, flowering plants, herbs, and more. At the plant nursery at Dolly Madison. And if you need advice, the friendly, courteous staff at Dolly Madison is there to assist. And don't forget to pick up your soil, fertilizers, and other accessories. Don't wait. Come on down.
It's back to school again, folks. You don't only want to beat the rush, you want the most affordable prices. Shop at Invading Force Bookstore and Supplies and save. No VAT. Currently located in Pioneers Loop, number 3 Ashenange Building. No VAT. Fully stocked with all your text and workbooks, including school supplies. No VAT. Serving all schools on the island, both government and private, from kindergarten to high school. And guess what? They're VAT free. Bring that book list, they'll make it happen. Phone them today at 374-2401. They don't just match prices, they beat it.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Fontaine, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, are you on television? I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on. Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before I'm over good.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. As we approach the peak of the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season, Deputy Director and City Manager at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Troy McIntosh, is reminding residents that the small steps in preparing for a hurricane can make a big difference. As we are a low-lying island, he is admonishing residents to call the Port Authority if there is a need for drainage.
We want to remind persons we are in the hurricane season. Make sure you are prepared. You are prepared, and not wait till something happens for you to try to get prepared or to be prepared, but to continue to do what you need to do to make sure your properties are prepared. You have the necessary cutbacks, tree removed from your property, and those likes. And if there are drainage in the area in which we are responsible, to make sure that we are aware of those. And those are things that we are ongoing right now. We are at Regency. We're putting in a drainage system as well as a catch basin at the entrance of the subdivision. And so those are things that we have on tap. But for persons to be reminded to call us, 352-2000, if any other concerns that they would like to advise us of.
Now, depending on your neighborhood, McIntosh says you may be eligible for tree trimming services by the Port Authority.
If it's within GBPA property, within our easements and our right-of-ways and the verges, they are our responsibility. Others would be that of the private developers. So Hudson, Malibu, Bahama Terrace, Royal Bahama Estates, Bahamian North and South. Those developers are responsible for maintenance, complete maintenance of all sorts within the subdivisions.
Meanwhile, Cable Bahamas is helping to prepare the business community for the hurricane season. Vice President of Marketing David Burrow says that they are always in planning mode as it relates to improving services during this time of year.
The last hurricane is a prime example. You remember how long people were without power and things like that, and we have to go behind the power company. We can't in conjunction. So we're now doing things like adding generators. Even though we have backup power to all of the areas that we serve, we're now adding generators. So once those backup power goes out, if we're not getting power from the grid, we now are bringing generators in to make sure that we can continue to keep neighborhoods up and running as long as there is connectivity to that business that has not been knocked down by a pole or by high winds or something like that. So it's all about redundancy. It's all about, well, what do you do if this happens?
Director of Sales Sharnette Thompson says that they wanted to highlight the importance of being prepared for hurricanes. She says that it is extremely important to understand the needs of your business in order to continue generating revenue during and after a storm.
What we advise businesses is you want to, one, determine how long your business can afford to be down. Is it a critical operation like a hospital or a hotel that needs to be up 24/7? Then you need to plan accordingly for that. Or is it an operation that can sustain some downtime, but then you need to make sure that you have the resources you need in terms of the people. You make sure that your staff is safe and they're available to come in when it's time and the all clear is given. Make sure that you have the resources that you need. If your building is damaged, then you need to find another building. But you also need to make sure that you have your data available to you at that other site. So it has to be stored in a cloud kind of model somewhere so that you can have access to it when you set up at point B, because point A is damaged, so that you can continue to operate your business and generate revenue.
An organization out of New Providence is doing its part to ensure that Bahamians are more safety conscious. In this report, a representative of the group is urging employers to take certain measures to ensure that their employees are safe at all times. Italia Hall reports.
Representative of the CMG Group, a site safety firm, Mike Sweeting says, we must all make safety a priority, especially in the workplace. He says all employees should be aware of the emergency action plan if a problem occurs.
Some employees don't even know how to use a fire extinguisher. And the thing about a fire extinguisher is it's one of the most common emergency equipment in the world.
He says everyone should also be trained in CPR.
I would encourage everyone to have it, every 2 years I renew mine. And if it's not just for anybody, it's also good for your family. And I'll tell you a short little story. When my son was 1.5, I saved his life with CPR because someone slipped him a candy when I was on the line at BTC. So I had to flip him over and give him those back blows between his two shoulder blades, and I was able to clear his airway because of that basic CPR.
And for those who text and drive, he says is not only a bad habit, but a dangerous one.
The difference between feeling safe and being safe. Okay, you feel safe because you think you're looking at the cell phone, but realistically, you're not really safe. Because when you take your eyes from off the road, you and I can be driving along, and that's like closing your eyes for 3 to 4 seconds.
The group will hold a Let's Talk Safety Conference on Saturday, August 18th at the Pelican Bay Resort from 9:30 a.m. until 1 p.m. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
It's been around for quite some time, but they...
And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Hi and welcome. As I mentioned previously, traveler's diarrhea can become common during the summer months. If you think you may have traveler's diarrhea, drink 2 to 3 quarts of fluid per day. In the first 24 hours, the best fluids to drink are bottled fruit juices and beverages, caffeine-free soft drinks, hot tea, and broth. Try to match the amount of fluid lost in the stools with the amount of fluid taken orally. During the next 24 hours, eat bland foods such as rice, soup, bread, crackers, eggs, and cereals. Advance to regular foods after 2 to 3 days. In more severe cases, over-the-counter medications such as Pepto-Bismol or Imodium may help reduce symptoms and shorten the time it lasts. In order to prevent traveler's diarrhea, especially when traveling to foreign countries, avoid these foods: raw vegetables, raw fish, meat and dairy products, raw leafy vegetables, unpeeled fruits, tap water, ice, or any food from street vendors. Foods and drinks that are generally safe to eat and drink are well-cooked fish, meats, and vegetables served hot, carbonated beverages, and boiled or boiled water. These are a few helpful tips to keep you and your family healthy during your summer travel. If you have questions on how to stay healthy during your vacation, email askthedrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, a check on sports is up next with Rumiko Knowles.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks, and teacher supplies for the classroom, and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school, and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot butcher fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the Coffee Center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate.
Business owners are excited about ZNS Northern Service Storm Central Hurricane Packages because advertising rates are discounted up to 50%. That's right, get 50% off advertising packages this hurricane season from now through November 30th. Call our sales department at 351-3430 or 352-9713 and book your advertising package today.
Good evening all, welcome to Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Supporters of the 2018 West Grand Bahama Summer Basketball League gathering at the Fritz Forbes Community Park in Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. Champions were crowned and awards were presented to the most valuable players. In the under-13 play, GB Dental crowned champions, sweeping Candy's Wolverines 26-11, winning the series 2-0. Jonathan Hepburn scoring 10 points, making him the under-13 MVP.
I feel good. The first game I was scared. First game when I played them, I was scared to play them. Now the second game, we the win. So I just get happy. Shout out to Miko Albury and Counts, Nashawn. Piccolo, Kamad.
The Busy Bubble Extractors defeated the Grand Bahama Power Sharkers 33-25 to win the under-15 title. 15-year-old Vincent Mackey scoring 12 points and received the NBP award. He says he could not have done it without the help of his teammates.
It was coming down to why you were scared. Now we got it happy. Can't do for you.
The Busy Bubble Extractors defeated the Grand Bahama Power Sharkers 33-25 to win the under-15 title. 15-year-old Vincent Mackey scoring 12 points and received the MVP award. He says he could not have done it without the help of his teammates.
I feel great. I feel like I'm big star. Like LeBron James.
The crowd on their feet for the most anticipated and exciting game of the night. Express Stock is facing Zorbas Destroyers in the under-17 division. 23 seconds left on the clock, 28-27 the score. Express Stock is up 1. Ball inbound by Zorbas Destroyers. Express with the full court defense, finding the open man in the corner for the game-winning shot, and it's no good. Express Stock is crowned champions over Zorbas Destroyers. Hilton Pinder Jr. earning the under-17 MVP title, and he says he gives all thanks to God.
Even though we was down, we came through. Thanks to God. I just want to thank my teammates. Come play on the full heart. And my sisters and my brothers give me full support.
Now scores from the West End Summer League in playoff action. The Blowers took down A-Team 54-44. Travis Wagus led the charge with 15 points. Delano Dean scored 13 points for the A-Team in a losing effort. In the second game of the night, Coffees on the Bay defeated Triple Play 81-65. Stefano Moss was your high point scorer for Coffees with 23 points. Keena Russell had 19 and Gio Butler chipped in with 14. Triple Play was led by Trevay Cooper with 20 points. Diaz Colton had 12 and Mikhail King with 11 points. The Grand Bahama Amateur Softball Association with games played last night in the men's fast pitch. BTC Blazers defeated Express 12-4. The winning pitcher Darren Mortimer and the losing pitcher Jermaine Scavello. In co-ed slow pitch, GBPA Regulators defeated Cooper's Destroyers 7-4. Your winning pitcher Stefano Bevins and the losing Leon Cooper Sr. On the diamond tonight, men's fast pitch Platinum Island Spray Hitters versus Express in the opener at 7 p.m. Co-ed slow pitch, the Rejects take on Pat's Uniform Reds in the feature at 8:30 p.m. And that's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
We from the Bahamas, sun, sand, and sea. A lot of activities, but for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the Big G. We got the Big G. KFC the Big G. We got the Big G. No one can beat us at anything we do. No way. Sports, arts, academics, even junk and news. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the Big G. We got the Big G. KFC the Big G. We got the Big G.
Purchase a Big Chief meal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
Officer Bo! Officer Bo! You would not believe what I just saw. What's up, Chris? As I was doing my community service, I saw this truck going down this road. You would not believe the stuff he was throwing out. He was throwing out tires, refrigerators, TVs, even mattresses.
Calm down, Chris, calm down. Did the truck leave the area yet?
No. It was a big man in a reddish colored truck, and he's still there. I just ran out to the main road to call somebody because I did not want to arrest him by myself. Yeah, that's good for you, nasty self. You know who you are. Stop like a nastiness. So do your part to keep Grandmama clean. And don't let this be you.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard. And that's going to do it for us here in the North, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a wonderful weekend.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Tourism numbers surge. Hear the tourism minister on the turnaround that's been going strong. A new BPL board is appointed. We'll hear from the union on the changes it wants to see at the company. And tears and tributes for the life of former Senator Toledo Strawn. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
A new board has been appointed at the Bahamas Power and Light Company. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the minister responsible for Bahamas Power and Light, Works Minister the Honorable Desmond Bannister, confirming the new members of BPL's Board of Directors in a statement issued today. Heading the new BPL board is Dr. Donovan Moxey, who is a business executive and technologist with a background in electrical engineering and more than 17 years experience in the technology industry. Dr. Moxey is also president and co-founder of CBI Mobile Bahamas Limited and the owner of Mobile Assist. He also serves as president and CEO of Integrated Business Solutions. Other members of the board include Deputy Chairman Stephen Holoesco, James Moss, Deborah Wood, Ferran Bethel, and Chief Executive Officer of the Deliverables Unit in the Office of the Prime Minister, Attorney Vienna Gardner. Their tenure began today. Well, there is reaction from the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union over BPL's new board appointments. President Paul Maynard told ZNS News today that he's prepared to work with the new board and is looking forward to correcting what he perceives are issues which have shaken morale at the company.
My expectation is that they would right away, let's get down with this reorganization situation at BPL. You know, it cannot be that we continually bringing in this one and the next one as consultants. We have highly paid consultants, 8,000 to 10,000 a month. You know, that's nonsense, man. We need to put a halt to that, because you can't say you let all these people go to save money and now you spending it. Like the money that you save, you spend it. That's stupid. All right. What I expect to see is, if we can't fill these positions, we either bring the people who was in the position before, bring them back on contract, and let them train somebody. That is what was supposed to happen. You bring them back at their salary, and you pay them 15% every year in order until the people are trained.
In other news tonight, the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, along with police, continuing their investigation tonight into the escape this weekend of 13 boys from the Simpson Penn School in Fox Hill. Tonight, we're joined by Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, who will give us the latest on the investigation. Good evening to you, Mr. Campbell.
Good evening, Keishla. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thanks.
Great. Well, at last report, we were told that there was just one boy of the 12 who has not returned to the center. Is that still the case, and what is the latest on the investigation?
Up to 2 hours ago, that remained the same. One boy remains outstanding. As for the investigation, the police continue. It is an active investigation. We are concerned about security. The security includes securing persons from leaving who are not supposed to leave, and securing persons from entering who are not supposed to enter.
Now, you expressed concern just after this incident about the frequency or lack thereof of checks at the facility. How much of a problem is that? What has your investigation told you about that aspect of security?
To begin with, the property is about 25 acres. And so while security must focus on the physical plant itself, the buildings, the gates, the fences, etc., there must also be similar and equal concern for the manpower resources. The area has to be patrolled, persons must be available to make checks. And so we're talking about both quantity and quality. That is definitely under review, and I can give assurance that some changes will be made.
Now, a lot has been made about the role of custodial
institutions in the country, the focus being, of course, on making sure that there's a rehabilitative aspect. How much of that is at play at both the Simpson Pen and the girls' school, and what would you like to see happen in that regard?
Well, to begin with, we, though a sovereign nation, we are signatories to a number of international conventions, the rights of the child being one of them. So first of all, we have to ensure that we are upholding those standards, and we must be mindful that as we refer to the youth as our future, these persons, though incarcerated at this time, are a part of that future. And so we have a responsibility to ensure, to the best of our ability, we provide them with the tools necessary to become productive citizens.
And finally, I just want to ask you, in cases like these, escape charges are a possibility. Are they a must? Is it inevitable?
Nothing is a must. The consideration will be given to the circumstances and the facts. The police will give recommendations. The Attorney General, who is responsible for prosecution, will make a final decision, and we'll take it from there.
All right. Thank you very much, Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Frankie Campbell.
Thank you for having me.
All right. On to other news now from our #1 industry. International arrivals in the Bahamas show a solid growth of 10.2% to date, maintaining the tourism turnaround which began in October of 2017. According to Ministry of Tourism officials, the growth trend is driven by strong performance from the U.S., but a 29.6% increase through July in arrivals from Canada is also contributing to overall growth. The Ministry of Tourism and Aviation restarted robust marketing and communications efforts in North America, telling the Bahamas travel story to consumers by bringing travel journalists and digital influencers to the country and using strategic content and digital amplification to reach travel decision makers. The ministry is already underway with the marketing program for 2018-2019 and anticipates continued business growth. The Ministry of Tourism and Aviation expects tourism growth to continue as bookings are up 6.7% over August to October and show a 10% increase for the final 2 months of 2018. Well, still ahead tonight, final respects paid to one of the country's most loved politicians. And cleanup over the hill. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Get ready! Commonwealth Bank wants to make this your best summer ever. Get the loan you need at a special discount this summer only. Cash for your best vacation, best laughs, best memories. And want to know the best part? You could win a trip for 4. So don't wait. The discount ends soon. Talk to us today about your best summer ever loan. Approval is fast and easy. Conditions apply.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come.
My first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. It isn't anything specific. It's just, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected. Family.
Family.
Every day, every day, every day.
Summer is here, and it's the time of year we love getting together with family and friends. And nothing shows your love more than one of KFC's new buckets. KFC's Bucket Love is all about our freshly prepared chicken, delicious side, and hot buttery biscuits starting at just $20. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Now, Vanessa, you look stressed though.
Girl, listen, I here on my little piece of lunch break trying to pay these bills. I gotta go head to BTC, then I gotta go fly to BEC, and then I gotta go swim to water and sewage.
Girl, look, save your time and your gas, all right? Make one stop.
How?
Take your backside to Cash and Go. You pay all 3 bills one time. It's one line, one place, with a bunch of locations.
You think I should go now?
Vanessa, you ain't reached yet? Cash and Go. Fast, free, convenient. Call 322-CASH for more information.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
As the new school year gets set to begin in a few weeks' time, Ministry of Education officials continue to assess demands. Director of Education Marcellus Taylor shares where there are shortages.
Students who receive the scholarships
we have
tonight.
a diversity of needs. I know we need some art teachers. We don't have a shortage of them. I know we need some generalist teachers. Surprising it might be to people, but right now we lack primary school generalists. We also need some pre-primary teachers because we're expanding our pre-primary offerings. We are kind of okay in some of the areas that we've been struggling with, like mathematics in the past. But we still have struggles with special education teachers. We still have struggles with some of our technology teachers.
Well, Taylor also addressed what continues to be a low interest of male teachers.
We have about 20% males serving as teachers. Of course, you could appreciate that, the greater proportion of them are really secondary school teachers. When you go to the primary schools, there are fewer by far. And of course, at preschool level, I don't think we have any males working in that sector. But we're pleased with those men who have come forth to serve. We would like to have more, but we'll work with who we have.
Well, if you haven't started or you're almost ready in getting your child ready for the new academic year and you're still not sure if you have everything, then this story's for you. RCS Scatterley did some shopping of her own today to make sure that you're covered.
No student is allowed to school without them. Uniforms, making it perhaps the most important back-to-school item. Carey's Fabric and Uniform Store, located on Mackey Street, carries the fabric for all schools in the Bahamas, including ready-made uniforms. Managing Director Kim Gibson says at this point, customers are leaning more towards purchasing ready-made uniforms as opposed to purchasing fabric.
We think that students should have 2 bottoms, which would be 2 skirts, pants or shorts, and 2 to 3 shirts. In the cases where the shirts are white, you may need more because white tends to get dirty. But definitely 2 bottoms and 2 to 3 shirts or blouses. And, of course, socks are needed as well, too. So it all depends on how often parents wish to wash. That determines how many uniforms they need.
Gibson estimates that parents will spend on average nearly $100 per uniform per child.
An approximate price range per uniform, and that includes like the skirt and the shirt and a pair of socks, that can run parents into about $70 per uniform per child. And, and that's average. In some cases it may be a little less, and in some rare cases it may be a little more. But that should completely have a child outfitted for school with one school uniform.
Apart from uniforms, Carey's offers other school supplies, including socks, backpacks, crayons, pencils, and markers. Gibson, a parent herself, says the aim was to make life simple for parents and guardians by providing them with what she describes as a one-stop shop for their back-to-school needs. And in the coming days, Gibson expects there to be a rush as school begins as early as Monday. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Final respects paid today to former Progressive Liberal Party Senator and nation builder Toledo Strawn. The service was held at the Faith United Way Missionary Baptist Church on Blue Hill Road. Our LaDawn Davis was there.
Room only as dozens filled Faith United Missionary Baptist Church on Friday to celebrate the life and rich legacy of former Progressive Liberal Party Senator, straw business executive, and licensed minister of the gospel Toledo Strawn. Holding back tears, Strawn's daughter, former PLP cabinet minister Melanie Griffin, described her mother as a phenomenal woman and later paid a special musical tribute to her mentor, friend, and confidant.
If I can share somebody with a word or song.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis also weighing in on Strawn's contributions, noting that she demonstrated strong compassion for not only the straw vendors industry and the gospel, but the well-being of all Bahamians.
The men and women of the latest Strawn's generation took up the cause of equality with dedication and courage. Our generation played an essential and leading role in the political development of a sovereign, independent Bahamas. She was loyal to our party. She was loyal to our principles and beliefs. May I add that Melanie, my former parliamentary colleague, exhibits this very same concern for those in need of our society.
Former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie and opposition leader Philip Davis both reflected on Strawn's commitment to growth and development of the Progressive Liberal Party.
Senator Strawn believed in the ideals of the Progressive Liberal Party, the party in which she served a lifestyle. She was a proud descendant Cat Island woman who toiled to ensure that her children and theirs had a better place in which to live.
She leaves with us an old Bahamian thing that if you get knocked down, you get back up.
Meanwhile, pastor of Faith United Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. William Thompson, who delivered Strawn's eulogy, says one thing he loved most about Strawn is her strong faith in God and the church ministry.
This kingdom princess, this kingdom warrior, this trustee board member serve in many auxiliaries, in many ministries, and on many programs in Judea Baptist Church.
Strawn was later buried at Woodlawn Gardens Cemetery on Soldier Road. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
The cleanup of the Over the Hill community kicked off today with teams cleaning up a number of areas within the inner city. From Mason's Addition to Odell Street and West Street, teams were busy trying to clear those areas of garbage and overgrown bushes. Project manager of the Over the Hill Community Partnership Development Initiative, Rocky Nesbitt, says this is the first in a two-part cleanup plan, and it is key against the backdrop of the Economic Empowerment Zone Bill 2018.
Bill, because we have to rejuvenate the area, so along with the concessions and to allow individuals so they have an opportunity to do business in the area, you want it to look clean and pristine, and it really helps with the morale for persons so that they can look at the area and feel proud to be from a historical community and institutions. The target area is Wolf Road, Nassau Street, Delancey Street, coming to Collinswell. and we'll do the exercise starting today from 8:30 to 4, Saturday 8:30 to 4, and then Sunday we'll finish 8:30 to noon.
Well, Nesbitt says quite a few people have been employed in order to get the job done.
In relations to our budget, we have scheduled 2 campaigns of cleaning. So for this fiscal year 2018-2019, we'll do the exercise here, and then the next one in February 2019. We have about 80 persons that we were able to gather who live in the area to work, and we also hired about 25 plus companies from the Bain and Grantstown and Centerville communities.
Investigations continue into that major drug bust in Bain and Grantstown yesterday. Police discovered 375 pounds of marijuana after 3 p.m. in a home on Meadow Street. The drugs have an estimated street value of $375,000. Police revealed that after searching the residence, 18 crocus sacks filled with suspected marijuana were seized. Police arrested 2 Jamaican males, a female, a U.S. resident female, 2 Bahamian males, and a female Bahamian adult. If you have any information that can assist police with the investigation, you're asked to contact your nearest police station. Well, a Royal Bahamas Defense Force dive team pulled the body of a man from waters off Potters Key Dock around 6:30 last evening after spotting the body at the eastern end of the dock. Reports indicate that a male drove off the dock on Thursday afternoon and failed to surface. The body was taken to the Harbor Patrol Unit and later turned over to the coroner. The Defense Force, meantime, also rescuing 2 people yesterday from waters of Potters Key Dock. An adult male and a young child were on a jet ski on the eastern end of the dock when the male apparently lost control, causing the jet ski to overturn. Marines who were in the area pulled the male and the child from the water, and they're both safe.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Whether you're renovating your home, furthering your education, or shopping for a new or used vehicle, RBC offers flexible and convenient financing that fits your budget. Apply online or visit your nearest RBC branch for expert advice on how RBC can help you get a flexible, customized loan at a great rate. RBC, reimagine how you bank.
I tell you, this heat ain't playing. Every day hotter than the last. Even the weekly specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets continue to heat up with great prices like Hill's Biscuits 150-gram pack, 99 cents. Fresh pork shoulders, $1.39 per pound. Lay's chips, 1 ounce bag, 2 for 99 cents. Gatorade drinks, 64-ounce bottle, $2.99. Sweet watermelons, $4.99 each. Watley Bologna, 12-ounce size, 2 for $3. Hot savings only at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
I'm Belinda Payne, and this is your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. Activity in the market went up in terms of trade volumes and down in number of trades this week. A total of 1,271,695 shares were exchanged this week with 15 trades. 9 of the 20 publicly traded companies experienced activity this week. The star performer for the week was Commonwealth Brewery, trading 2,000 shares to close up 9.46% to $12.50 per share. The other advances this week were Fidelity Bank, Finco, and First Caribbean. The lead decliner this week was AML Foods, trading 3,000 shares to close down 10.89% to $4.01 per share. And Commonwealth Bank traded 24,863 shares to close down 0.79% to $3.75 per share. In other company news, JSJ declared a dividend of 15 cents per share to shareholders payable on August 30th. And FarmGuard declared a dividend of 8 cents per share payable to shareholders on August 31st. Here's your well tip for the week. These days, it's more important than ever to stay focused on saving money any way you can. So here are a few everyday tips to help you monitor your spending habits. Make a weekly money date. Commit to sitting down with your money once a week for a money date, and during this time, update your budget. Plan out your meals for the week. Taking a few hours every weekend to grocery shop and meal plan for the week will definitely save you money. Make coffee at home. Spending $4 or $5 on coffee every day definitely adds up. So try a few days a week to buy coffee at cafes and make it at home the rest of the time. Work more. When you're working a lot, there's not much time left to shop and spend money. I'm Belinda Payne, and this has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Recap.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
The Bahamas has quite a story to tell. The sweep of its history and the distinctiveness of its people and culture weave a tale that captivates and fascinates anyone who hears it. From our pirate past to our quiet revolution, from cave paintings in Rum Cay to the creations on Bay Street every Boxing Day and New Year's. There are stories of shocking strife and stunning revival, devastating loss and spectacular success. And above all, the wonderful human story of how Bahamians settled and thrived on these barren rocks and keys, developed a vibrant culture, and created the best little country in the world. This year, ZNS TV 13 will be honoring this wonderful legacy with the 13 on TV 13 documentary series on all kinds of subjects, designed to inform, educate, and entertain you, and share with you, the people, their stories, and the glories that is the Bahamas. We invite you to join us.
The countdown is on to the awards presentation of the country's top 40 business professionals under the age of 40, which will be held at the Sapodilla restaurant on September 1st. Spearheaded by Professional Services Bahamas, the list of young business professionals comprises industries like media and public relations, financial services, culinary arts, and religion. Nominees have made exceptional strides before their 40th birthdays and are the next wave of leaders who will guide our country and its communities to the future. Carlos Palacios of Caribbean Coastal Services, CEO and founder of 242jobs.com, Donovan Powell, and Alive's public relations manager Sasha Lightburn told us they were surprised when they learned about their nominations.
It was happy to see that, you just stay in your zone, you're working hard, you're keeping busy, you're trying to help better your community, and it's always an honor and a pleasure to be noticed when you're trying to do your best throughout life.
I always just work and work and work, and I work very hard, and I know that at the end of the day, I always tell people I'm not in it for the awards. My thing is I always want to help people, and so that's basically what I strive to do every single day.
I went off to college and I tried to return back home, but was unable to actually find employment. And I was looking online for jobs while I was in college, and I wasn't able to get employed. There wasn't any jobs posted online in the Bahamas, so I stayed in the United States, and I looked online and I applied for a job, and I got employed in the United States using an online job site. So I found it very fascinating that the Bahamas didn't have its own online job site to facilitate the unemployment rate.
The nominees will also be featured in Professional Services Bahamas Quarterly magazine, which will be released at the ceremony. They offered this advice to the country's future young business professionals.
Work hard,
put God first. Don't let people tell you you can't do something. I've always been the kind of person that no, and you can't do something pushes me to do it even more.
Just hard work, perseverance, self-determination, and just continue to learn. I'm a big advocate on continuous learning.
If we just even spent 15 minutes a day trying to focus on improving our skills or improving some area of our life that we want to be better in, then you'll be surprised how much that adds up over time.
A nonprofit group lending a helping hand to youngsters in the over-the-hill communities. Our intern, Jade Bethel, tells us more.
Bringing opportunities and brighter futures to young Bahamians. Lend a Hand Bahamas is a nonprofit organization that commits its time to educating, inspiring, and conducting specialized programs in environmental and marine science, athletics, and robotics. Officials strive to make a difference in the lives of inner-city kids, particularly in the Bain and Grantstown areas.
We've officially been an NPO in Nassau from October 2014, and we've actually merged forces with Lignum Vitae, who puts on a 4-H club. So we've merged forces. We came together in the Grantstown community to offer them new opportunities, the children here. But we launched our summer program July 23rd, and our summer program was based on environmental science, marine conservation. We threw in some athletic programs in there. We had Strikers Boxing Club here, and this week we're ending now with robotics camp.
Counselors and volunteers of this organization generously take the time out to be positive role models for the kids. Senior camp counselor Nathan Sands is one of them.
I've been involved for about 2 years now, and I got involved by a church member and also another senior camp counselor here. The experience here has been good for me as I got to help these kids out, as they're not as fortunate as I am. They really need help. They go to homes that are not really the best homes, and they don't have guidance that they usually get here.
Lamiko Dixon talks about his experience and activities that took place during the summer program.
Experience was learning how to develop seabird and teamwork and friendship. We've been going to Pineville Forest, beach picnics, and we was building a robot. I think it's a microbot.
Jade Bethel, ZNS Network News.
Well, stay tuned. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news to come.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The Code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722. Or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
Well, the weekend is just about here. To find out what the weather has in store for us, we check in with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hey there, Basil.
Hi, Keisha. A very hot day today. The mercury column got up to 90 degrees. We had a relative humidity of 67%. When you plug that into the equation, we got a heat index of 104 degrees. Right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Violets, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 90 degrees in Freeport, 90 in Green Turkey, 86 in Marsh Harbor, in the Berry Islands, 84, 85 in Allenstown, Bimini, Harbor Island, 84 degrees, Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 84, Otterstown, Cat Island, also at 84, Staniel Key, 85, Kemp Space, St. Andros, and Fresh Creek and Central Andros, all at 85 degrees. More 84s in San Salvador and Rum Key, Georgetown, Exuma at 83 degrees, Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Atkins, and Ragged Island, 84, Matthewtown, Inagua, 85 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 83. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Center. In the northwestern islands tonight, east to southeast winds, the speeds around 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 5 feet. High tide, that will take place at 12:55 in the a.m. And then for the central and southeastern islands, winds also east to southeast, but caution flags are up, the speeds 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And as we take you into Saturday and Sunday for the northwest and central islands, the winds falling off nicely, southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights subsiding 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will take place at 8:08 in the morning with the high tide at 2:36 in the afternoon. And for the central southeast Bahamas, on Saturday and Sunday, winds southeast also coming down just a tad to 12 to 18 knots, wave height subsiding 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. End-of-life care is the term used to describe the support and medical care given during the time surrounding death. Such care does not happen only in moments before breathing ceases or the heart stops beating. Older people often live with one or more chronic illnesses and need a lot of care for days, weeks, and even months before death. When a doctor says something like, "I'm afraid the news is not good, there are no other treatments for us to try, I'm sorry," it may close the door to the possibility of a cure, but it does not end the need for medical support, nor does it end the involvement of family and friends. There are many ways to provide care for an older person who is dying. Such care often involves a team and some planning. Being a caregiver for someone at the end of life can be physically and emotionally exhausting. In the end, accept that there are no perfect ways to die, just the best you can do for the one you love. And the pain of losing someone close to you may be softened a little because when you were needed, you did what you could. Talk to your family doctor for more information about end-of-life care and planning. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
By Chef Boyardee and Libby's Vienna sausages, and you could win $2,000 for a family vacation or other great prizes for back to school. Enter at Pritchard's on Robinson Road today. Promotion ends August 31st.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Be a part of the live studio audience for the Diamond Trivia Challenge. Family fun, audience prizes, see the live entertainment with featured singer Thin Ice. All happening this Friday, August 17th at the Courtyard Marriott. Be there. Tickets only $15, available at Airbrush Junkies, the Mall at Marathon.
I had an awesome time. Very good. It was a lot of fun. It was funny, it was entertaining, it was really nice.
It was tremendous, and I felt as though I was in the States at one of those game trivia shows.
Yeah, and more Bahamians should come out and support this event because you're not only learning new things about the Bahamas, about the world as a matter of fact, but you're also donating to charities that are, needing help here in the Bahamas. So come on, it's only $15. What's $15?
Thank you.
No bad.
Be a part of the live studio audience for the Diamond Trivia Challenge. See you there.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The most potent women's 200-meter field of 2018 will assemble for the Birmingham Diamond League meet tomorrow, led by Bahamian Shawnee Miller-Weibo, who is unbeaten this year. Jamaican Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Sharika Jackson, the newly crowned NACAC champion, are also in the field. It also comprises hometown favorite Dina Asher-Smith, Daphne Schippers of the Netherlands, American Jenna Prandini, and Marie-Josée Talou of the Ivory Coast. Now, as for Stephen Gardner, he will take back to the track again next Wednesday, August 22nd in Poland. Gardner last competed 2 months ago in Stockholm, Sweden, when he slipped out of the blocks. Earlier in the week, we heard from Danny Sumner about the split between the National Physique Committee and the International Federation for Bodybuilding and Fitness. As Vice President of the Central American and Caribbean region, Sumner is urging Bahamians to stick with the IFBB as they look to take bodybuilding into the Olympics.
To do that, we had to do a lot of changes with our doping and anti-doping policies. That is why we now on the water. Before that, we were under the Olympic doping situation. But to compound the situation for us to be an Olympic sport, we have to enhance our doping and anti-doping method. And as a result of that, we are looking to go into Olympic maybe in the next 5 years or at the next Olympic.
Tomorrow is a big one for Special Olympics Bahamas. They will host their annual law enforcement torch run.
All of our law enforcement branches come together in unity and we do an awareness run to show that there are a lot of people with intellectual disabilities in our country, and the law enforcement branch is one of our biggest fundraisers or supporters of Special Olympics. So they're going to run tomorrow in an awareness run at 9:30 from Clarence A. Bale Building to the Stapleton School, where we're going to have our Family Fun Day and Grill Out. It's not a fast-paced run, it's just slow, and they're going to do chants along the route just to get people aware, just to create some sort of buzz about what's going to happen at Stapleton School for the rest of the day.
Of course, the Special Olympics athletes are the stars of the show, and they will also be out tomorrow.
They're going to be very excited to have the public come out and just interact with them all day. There'll be bocce games, basketball, bowling, dominoes. I have an athlete that's excited. He's just ready to beat up some people on the table. He's ready. Our athletes is just like anyone else. When we train as hard as elite athletes. There's no different. They're treated no different. They're all treated the same. And we need that support. When you go to the stands, we need the fans in the stands when we have competitions or any meets. And it's just the same if you go to a regular basketball game, you want people to be cheering there for you. So it's the same.
Our men's national volleyball team having to deal with less than ideal playing conditions at the recent Kazova Championships in Suriname. Former national team players Novato Demerit, Malaya Petit, and Audra Farquharson spoke a bit about playing in such an environment.
I had 2 opportunities to go to Suriname, and after watching this game, I'm glad I never went. I mean, AF Adley is a match to the gym that these guys are playing in Suriname, but again, it speaks to the work that we do here and the resources that we have put into sports. Even though you and I know we need to do a whole lot more, but if you see the gym they play in, man, it's like a practice gym.
It's not the best facility, but you don't train for the best facility. You train to be the best player. So no matter what the situation is, you're supposed to overcome.
That gym hasn't changed. I mean, I think mostly probably 15, 20 years. But I mean, we play in D.W. Davis. We're used to the heat. So I think that's why we're in the middle ground right now.
The former national team players also spoke about how this year's team compares to ones they've played on.
Every team with time, teams have different styles, this and that. This team is more offensive. Back in the day, it used to be more defensive. So volleyball has changed and transitioned.
Back then in the days, we didn't have that much defense. We could have jumped with these guys, but their defense is much better.
At the national team level, I would like it to get more serious because, back in the day, you don't leave practice unless you puke. You see, and I think it'd get more relaxed and we just using our talent instead of training harder. And volleyball right now, to me, it needs to evolve some more. It's a lack. I think the federation needs to do a lot more. Volleyball is actually, to me, is dying. So I think we need to do something. And it's amazing that we go into the gold medal match on a lack of volleyball in the Bahamas right now.
College basketball action front and center once again last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Our Amajal Knowles was courtside.
More action from the Summer of Thunder as the Northern Arizona Jackrabbits took on the IBA Elite, coached by Danico Bowles. IBA did make things interesting early on, only trailing by single digits after the first half, but NAU scoring 34 points in the third to stretch the lead out, ultimately cruising to a 103-80 victory. NAU coach Jack Murphy.
I thought our starting 5 executed well. They got stops defensively, ran the court, made plays for each other. When we went to the bench, it tapered off a little bit. We have to continue to grow that depth.
Murphy adding that his team is young and needs some time to grow.
We have a lot of newcomers, so expectations are high, but also we understand it's going to take some time for everybody to grow together. But when we get into conference play, we want to be playing at our best.
Despite it being the preseason, Coach Murphy explaining his intensity for both halves.
My intensity, which drives my wife crazy, comes from us wanting to compete and win at all times. And we didn't win as many games last year, so our guys have to understand it doesn't matter what game it is, an exhibition game in the Bahamas or a Big Sky Conference game in Flagstaff, they all matter. And I think that my intensity shows them that they matter.
For ZNS Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Game 2 in the Atlantis Basketball League's Best of 3 championship on the floor last night at the Imperial Arena. The Cove Impalas going after the sweep, while the Water Park Predators tried to extend the series. For the second night in a row, the Cove starting off a bit slow, but they begin to pick it up late in the first quarter. Defense leading to a big slam on the other end. Water Park continuing to play their game though, and they kept control. The Cove not worried about threes from behind the arc. They're doing it the unconventional way once again. The Cove showing their defense earlier, and now it's Water Park's turn with the big block. Cove inside again, and that's 2 more. Water Park getting to the rim here. They too get an and one. Predators up 22-18 at the half. Impala's not going away in the third. The finger roll finish to pull within 2. The Cove must have been watching our men's national volleyball team in Suriname. A spike pass for 2 more, and they actually took a 5-point lead late in the fourth. Water Park staying cool, and this 3 pulls them back within a bucket. Next, Water Park possession. They go off the glass, and this game is tied. Water Park down 2 again, but they get an easy score off the inbound, and it's all even again. Cove needs offense on the other end. Water Park commits the foul with time running out. First free throw clanks off the iron. The second one bounces around and in. Cove up 1, and Water Park calls timeout. Water Park looking for the lead. A lot of contact inside, but Aaron Fowler never giving up. He puts Water Park in front with under 4 seconds to play. Cove now needs a quick score, but this one goes out of bounds off Water Park. Last chance now for the Cove, but they don't even get off a shot. Water Park holds on 45-44 to force a winner-take-all Game 3.
They had to score us now or never, because these guys always talking trash about us. So we had to stay in it. Now we got one more tomorrow. Hopefully same thing could happen.
They got an offensive rebound, something that you really don't want to have happen in the huddle. We said we're going to play defense, good defense for 12 seconds, make them miss, get the rebound, and we win the game. We had the rebound, and it just slips out of our hands, and that's just sums it up.
Our back was against the wall, and we had to keep pushing. Like, we felt like that was it. If this was it, they was gonna, like I said, they had bragging rights, and we didn't want them to have that. So tomorrow we got to come out with better energy than tonight.
It just was a tough loss. We just got to go back to the drawing board and come back tomorrow and see what we can do.
We got number 15 on lock. So once we keep him out of the paint and keep him out of the game, that's a one-man show right there. So we got to stop him from scoring.
It's sudden death. All chips on the table for all the marbles. We got to come, do or die, and go out fighting. All of us work, and all of us come get off around the same time. So it's not work related. I think it's a mentality of the team. Just trying to, I guess they're trying to feel their way out, but we need to not try to feel our way out and try to come to the game with that aggressiveness and come ready to play.
The Hoyts basketball program going strong in Grand Bahama, but according to instructor Sharon, the general store, they're still having some challenges along the way.
You know, that criticism that it's isolated and it's for special people, and that's not true. We do it with open arms. You know, in fact, our development program runs every Saturday, and in addition to that, we do camps. There's a summer camp that's going on right now in Grand Bahama, and we do tournaments, and we especially focus on ladies basketball.
And talking about ladies basketball, Storr spoke a bit about why he thinks is on the decline here in the Bahamas.
We don't allow them to play. You know, from the primary school level, we say, you know, they're girls. And whether we like it or not, we have emulation that's in place already in terms of Althea Rule and Jean Quell and a couple others. And thanks to Moan's daughter, she revived the program, and Mr. Watson, Coach Watson, has carried it on, and we got to see where it goes from there. But we still need to supply them with younger players.
The Bahamas Golf Federation held its annual Great Exuma Classic last weekend at Sandals Emerald Bay. Winning the Low Gross was Anthony Hinsey. Runner-up Rodney Miller. Linford Miller finished up in third. Low net went to Peter Musgrove. Marvin Bethel, the runner-up. Third place going to Reg Smith. Linford Miller also winning the closest to the pin. The next event on the Federation's calendar is the Paradise Island Open at Ocean Club, September 29th and 30th, which will include prizes for each division, so all golfers are encouraged to participate. It will also be a good opportunity to improve scores for the Sands Bear Cup before the final event at Albany on October the 6th. Come tomorrow between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m., the Bahamas Chess Federation will be hosting a small event at the Nazareth Center in Millennium Gardens. The Federation is continuing its outreach to clubs, schools, and the community. Members of the Olympiad team and volunteers will be teaching the kids at the center how to play. This is all in an effort to promote the educational and social benefits of the game to kids of all ages. The Federation will also be donating chess sets to help the kids continue with the sport. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
1540 AM 104.5 FM plays all the Bahamian hits. All the hits, one station. The Bahamas is moving to the music. Music that makes you feel good.
Your skin is intoxicating.
Home of the #1 Bahamian music beat, 1540 AM 104.5 FM, the People Station.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shanae Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, Tropical Storm Ernesto still holding in there. It's now racing toward the northeast at 31 miles per hour, maximum sustained winds about 45 miles per hour. And we expect that motion to continue through tomorrow as it moves into some cooler waters, and we anticipate that it will become a post-tropical storm sometime by tomorrow afternoon. We also have this tropical wave a few hundred miles to the east of the Windward Islands. The wave is moving westward at 15 miles per hour, but conditions have become less conducive for development, and hence we will see the system generally just spreading some rains over the Windward Islands tonight and tomorrow as it continues on that westward track. Upper level sharing responsible for much of that, and then we have this high pressure system just to the north of the Bahamas, and that will start relaxing tomorrow, so you'll see those winds coming down by afternoon to about 10 to 15 knots, and that will continue into Sunday and the early part of next week. So some pretty good boating conditions shaping up for the northwest Bahamas. However, in the central and southeastern islands, caution flags will remain in place even though the winds are coming down. The speeds will be about 12 to 18 knots, the wave height subsiding by 3 to 5 feet. And then the forecast for tonight, we're going in for partly cloudy conditions, a very good chance of a few late night, early morning showers popping up, 79 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, some morning showers likely with some thunderstorms popping up as well, partly sunny in the afternoon with your high temperature getting up to 89 degrees. And your extended weather forecast, again, as we said, save for some morning showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, and again reoccurring on Sunday. Things will dry out in the afternoon, improving as we go into the early part of next week. Well, we see lots of sunshine. Temperature-wise, they will remain in the upper 80s during the daytime, but those relative humidities, which have been pretty much in the mid to upper 60s, will make it feel a lot more warmer than the actual air temperature. So tomorrow I'll perhaps go in for a heat index of about 102 degrees.
So a beaching weekend, at least half the weekend, right?
Well, we'll continue with the beaching weather. This is almost the end of August, but we still have September, which is another fairly hot month.
All right, thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night and a great weekend.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
It's a beautiful